Hey there, pandas, and welcome to Storytime. On the calendar for today, I had one of my favorite, letter F, favorite Pete the Cat stories, Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. However, I was reading the story right now, right before Storytime, and guess what? I discovered I had some missing pages. So we are going to be flexible. Ooh, flexible also starts with our letter of the day. We're going to be flexible, and I'm going to have to come back and do a special bonus reading of Pete the Cat after I get a new version with all the pages still in it. So instead of reading Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons today, I'll get another Pete the Cat and we'll read that one later. Today, we are going to read Pete the Cat Goes Camping. And I know so many of you have been camping recently and love to explore the outdoors. So I thought this would be a perfect book to read. We're still going to look for the letter F. All right, all the different words in the Pete the Cat book, okay? That start with the letter F. So we will come back to this book in a few days after I get a replacement. But first, so on our calendar, it says Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons, but we're gonna read this one today. Pete the Cat Goes Camping. So let's look at the front cover. Front starts with F. The front cover of our story. Let's look at the illustrations. Wow. So even if you can't read any of the words, you can look at the picture and you can guess what the story might be about. So who do you see on the front cover? Who's that? Pete, right? There's Pete the Cat, and it looks like, does he look like he's inside or outside? Outside. What do you see right there? That's right, a tent. So you might be thinking, maybe he's going to have a camp out in the tent. He has a walking stick. He has his backpack. There's lots of evergreen trees, lots of rocks. Ooh, there's a sign right there. It says trail. Ooh. So again, just looking at the front cover of the story, you can make predictions. You can make guesses of what you think the story might be about. All right, let's go over our parts of the book again. Shout it out. All together, front cover. Turn it around. Shout it out. What is this? All together, back cover. Good. What holds the book together? Shout it out. All together, spine. Spine. And then, what's that? Shout it out. Title page. Title page. Oh, there's a little footprint. Just like in calendar time, we were talking about how feet start with the letter F. There's a little footprint. Pete the Cat Goes Camping by James Dean. Remember, we're on the lookout for words that start with the letter F. Good job. Pete is excited to go camping. This is his first time. First. Good job right there. First starts with the letter F. Don't forget. Forget starts with F. Your sleeping bag, says Dad, or your hiking boots, Mom says. So they're packing, they're getting ready. They have, looks like their little camper. They're putting their cat food. Ooh, food starts with F. Their cat food in. Looks like they might go fishing. Ooh, fishing. There's a fork. Whoa. Oh my goodness, we just started reading this story and we found so many words and so many pictures that start with our letter of the day that start with F. The campsite is deep in the woods. Mom and Dad set up the tent. Pete and Bob help collect sticks so they can make a fire later. Fire starts with F. Bob go for a hike. Bob shows Pete the footprints. Footprints. Start with F. There's the footprints down there. Wonder who those footprints belong to. Do you think we'll see anything cool? Asked Pete. Maybe, says Bob. Found a little bunny friend. Pete and his dad go fishing. Fishing. They must be very quiet and very still to catch a fish. Fish. Fishing takes lots of time. They finally catch some fish. There's the little fish they caught. Mom builds a fire. Fire. Fire starts with F. She cooks the fish for dinner. It tastes yummy. That sight word for also starts with the letter F. So many letter F's in this book. Next, Pete toasts marshmallows. Pete makes s'mores with chocolate and graham crackers. Oh my goodness, s'mores is one of my favorite foods. I love s'mores. I love chocolate. Look at it. They're around the campfire. They're making their s'mores to eat. It starts to get dark. Bob tells Pete a story about a scary, hairy giant. The giant lives in the wood. His name is Bigfoot. Just a silly story. They're just pretending. Do you think Bigfoot lives here? Asked Pete. No one has ever seen Bigfoot, says Bob. Don't let Bob scare you, says Dad. Bigfoot is not real, Mom says. Pete sighs with relief. But if he is real, maybe he's friendly. Friendly starts with F. That's not, says Dad, and likes s'mores too. So they're thinking, if there is a Bigfoot, maybe he's friendly and maybe he loves to eat s'mores like them. That's not scary, thinks Pete. Maybe he wants a s'more. Pete leaves one for his hairy friend. Soon it's time for bed. Lights out, boys, Dad says. Bob and Pete share a tent. Pete gets into his sleeping bag. It is cozy, but he cannot sleep. I wonder what he's thinking about. The woods seem extra dark, and all the sounds seem extra loud at night. Pete hears a weird swooshing sound. What is that? He asked Bob. That's just the wind, says Bob. We talk about the wind with weather, right? The trees moving. Pete hears an odd chirping noise. Chirp, 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 chirp. What is that? He asks out loud. Those are just the crickets. Pete hears a strange hooting sound. Hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo. What is that? He wonders. That is just an owl. Pete thinks of his friend Owl. Pete hears a loud snapping sound. Crack! What is that? He wonders. But Bob is already fast asleep. Pete listens carefully. Crack! Is it Bigfoot? Pete peeks outside. It's too dark to see anything. When Pete wakes up, he checks the spot where he left the s'more for Bigfoot. The s'more is gone, but there's a note with a footprint. It says, "Thanks for the treat. XOXO," and has the footprint there. What? there's a bigger picture of the note. There's a note. It says, thanks for the treat, XOXO. Pete shows his family. Family. Wow, I knew Bigfoot was real, says Bob. Pete knows Bigfoot is not scary. Just because he looks different does not mean he is scary. He even likes s'mores too. The end. Thank you so much, pandas, for listening and reading along with me. Pete the Cat Goes Camping. We found so many words that start with the letter F. Thank you again for being flexible, and I will get a new copy with all the pages of Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons, and we will do a bonus story time for you with that book. Pete the Cat, one of my favorite series. All right, pandas, make it a great day, and we'll see you soon. Thanks again. Bye.